More perils of love, actually. This is, good old fashioned, what are you going to text back? But similarly to love and money, it seems like we have an example of somebody that's kind of going through it and with the interesting financial dichotomy. So, and even ask who's wrong here, because I think she ate. Whenever somebody thinks she ate, and she absolutely didn't. But anyway, it's kind of annoying, kind of reading text. But so, a guy, and you have to also assume who's the guy and girl in this situation. But a guy is inquiring with a young lady, "Hey, are we still on for tomorrow night?" So they obviously arrange something, and then we're asking, we're still on for it, as you should do. And then the woman replies, "Hey, boo, I was wondering if you can come by and I can cook for you." So I think most men in this position would be like, "I get to come to her spot and I get to get her food. This is about to be one of the best nights of my life." But then they go into some extra details that kind of throws off the situation. Then the woman says, "Honestly, I didn't use the money you sent me for an outfit and nails for the date. I was behind on a couple bills, so I used it for that." So as you can start to put together, obviously there was some level of arrangement where the guy sent her some money so they can get an outfit, they get their nails done, their hair done, just like Drake said in Fancy, nails done, hair done, everything done. But apparently they were behind on a couple bills, so they used the money for that. Then the guy responds, "Bro, you paying me back. You've been blowing." So right after that, he's not too thrilled with it at all. And then he
You've been blowing.
and and then he provides a lengthy explanation of why this is unacceptable. "You've been blowing me off for months to link because your hair and nails were never done or you need a new outfit. I sent you $450 to get all that done and you don't use it? Now you now you're inviting me back to a house you originally said I could not come in due to us never linking in person, but now you letting me come in? I want my $450 back." And then they respond, the woman, "Yeah, my hair, nails, and shit never done because I pay bills, which is what I use your money on. So excuse the F out of me for being grown. I'm not paying you back because of why it matter where I spent money you sent me. You're being weird." This doesn't sound like the stereotypical 2023 love story. I don't know what
Bro,
does.
this shit is just so unproductive to even be talking about this. To be honest,
What you
this
mean?
is like
This could be you. This could be you one day.
I'm sure you're right. It's just this is like what Black Twitter has devolved into at this point. But sorry.
No, I'm not mad at it. Um, I would argue Black Twitter is the best type of Twitter, but that's neither here nor there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be relatively simple to get through it. Yeah, you have this scenario of a guy sent money. I mean, there's a whole bunch of details in here to unpack, but the two lines I didn't read. Guy sends money for a date for outing. Woman uses it for things that were outside of the thing that they sent it for. And I guess we don't even have to focus on this too much. If you send somebody money and they use it for something else, do they have to pay you back? You can just look at it like that. And I guess the details of it doesn't matter, but I guess in general. What do you say, Wes?
Um, did I have to pay you back? No, I
Mm-hmm.
think I would ask for the money back. That would be weird. But
So when you give somebody money for something specifically, they can use it on whatever they want.
I won't say they can use it on whatever they want. It'd be cool if they let me know, hey, actually, you know, I'm gonna spend this. Not to say that, and not to ask me for more necessarily. Just to be like, hey, especially if it was. I mean, I'm putting it in the lens of a relationship a little bit, but if it was like that, it would be like, it would be nice to know that you're still struggling or whatever. Like that this amount is not enough, or that it's going to something else that they need. Now, if they said I need money for something like super specific, super important, like let's say this is random. person, when they say they need money for textbooks or something for school, and it comes out to like $500, and then
Jeez.
come to find out they don't actually need the textbooks, and they go to buy something
Buy
luxury,
a
like,
chain for Rick Ross.
yeah, well,
Jesus.
yeah, I mean, I'd be like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just the transparency. Like, I'd rather them just say, "Oh, hey, I didn't need those anymore," and so I don't know. I don't necessarily want them to go into too much detail. I just want a heads up would be nice, so that I'm not thinking that, because I am in this scenario. I gave you the money because I thought you needed it,
So
and
you're
so I
more
want to
so
make sure
you're
that you're good. Like,
so
but
you're more
if you,
interested in the transparency aspect. You're not
yeah,
too worried
yeah,
about the money, which is
some type
which
of,
is
yeah,
respectable.
yeah, some type of communication about it. Like, even if they said I got a super discount on the books, I'd be happy for them, and I wouldn't want any money back.
Now
Or
you're
if I
kind
found them
of
online, I'd be like,
now you're kind of speaking as if you've been in this scenario, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
no, well, I don't know, maybe not, but that's
Anyway,
neither here nor there.
um, also by the way, there's an update on the gunplay story that we're gonna cover one day. But for now, Ace, what are you thinking? If you give somebody money for something specific and they use it for something else, do they have to pay you back, or are you chilling?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think I'm chilling. It is like, yeah, I guess it is kind of similar to the gunplay discussion. Um,
Oh, about the GoFundMe situation. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I see what
yeah,
you're
go
saying. Yeah,
funny.
once the money leaves your wallet or your Cash App, you don't really care where it goes.
Yeah, like I said, like if in the GoFundMe situation is, I feel like it might be slightly different because again, like if I see that they're doing well and like they're eating out or whatever, then be happy for the person. If it's again, if it's something where if it's something where the person um
Oh, okay. So I guess like reverse the gunplay situation. What if like they originally said, "Hey, I need money so I can buy this chain," but then you found out they use it to like fund their like sick child's like operation.
I mean, what kind of question is that? What am I gonna be mad? What the frick?
I mean, that's on a way less extreme level. What happened to this brother, and he was pissed.
Listen, this dude is out of his mind. Like, what? I don't know if
What?
I'm just out of touch. This dude is freaking bugging. Like, the girl completely explained in his anger. He explained exactly why the girl has been wishy washy with meeting him. She completely reversed that. Clearly, she invites him over. Uh, do
No,
do you want to see the girl or you want to go out? Like, what the frick?
He's
This guy's bugging. This guy's
he,
bugging.
he's definitely talking himself out of out of a situation. But yeah, I mean, when you're right, you're right. I didn't mean to focus too much on the situation, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
I
Uh,
think I think what it is it's just it's an honesty thing. Like, it's more of a, are you lying to me or no? Like, that's more what it is. I
For
think.
this guy or just
No,
in
no, no,
general?
no. In
Oh,
general,
okay.
in general. Because, like, again, I think sometimes, like, if I were to give someone money, if I give people money, it's either a gift, or it's not really for anything specific. Even if I say, hey, there's a little something for such and such, I don't really care what they spend it on. But when it's something where the person is like, is asking me, like, oh, I need this or that, or something like this, where it seems like, okay, now I'm helping you. I'm doing this because I'm helping you in a tough spot. If I find out that you lied about the tough spot, you weren't really in a tough spot and you just wanted to go do some luxury stuff, then I'll be like, wait, what? Like, and it's more like, if you realize, if something comes up, or you got a windfall of cash and you realize you no longer need it for that, it'd be cool just to be like, oh, hey, everything worked out. But I mean, I don't know, because I understand why it'd be weird, because they might think, oh, now he might want the money back, and I wouldn't necessarily want it back. It's just a matter of, I helped you because you were in a tough spot, but you
I
weren't. Either you weren't and you lied to me, or something changed, and it would just look weird if you if you if it seemed like maybe you weren't and you just lied for some money.
I think
Like
it's
that'd be like a weird relationship.
I think it's understandable to think that anyone in that situation would probably be pissed. That's why I think in the context of the topic, it would kind of make more sense to think about it. And they use it for something that's like equally, if not more important. Because
in
this person, in this case, they're like literally we're behind on bills. So
in that context, it should be fine, and he should stop, or the person should stop tripping in general.
Well, then and you've already kind of expressed that's kind of silly, but what do you think, Ghost? If you give somebody money for something specific and they use it on something important but not what you gave them for, do they need to pay you back?
No, they don't need to pay you back. I mean, I don't know who's the. He's a clown. She's a clown too.
She's a clown.
What'd you say?
How's she a clown?
What you mean? How's she
a clown?
You're telling me that her last text isn't clown?
Well, we don't have to hyper focus on these individuals' messages. But
sorry, I know that's not the point, but she's.
I truly don't understand how she's a clown. So,
bro, she
could have let him know. I mean,
being grown and all that. If you grown, you're not lying and saying that he sent you the money for the nails. You pay your, which is whatever. But don't sit there and act like you're being the responsible adult here and you had to spend that. Come on now. He sent the money for a reason. She didn't use it for that reason. That she's a clown. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, put yourself in that place, Ace. Would you ever take the money and just not tell the person that you weren't doing what they assumed you were doing with it?
I don't think so, but I think what this made clear was that for whatever reason, she felt self-conscious about the fact that she was behind on bills or whatever. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but she knows that it has an impact on a future event with this same person. Like whether you're self-conscious or not, it's gonna come to the light.
She could have said, like, if she's again, I don't know the full context. Maybe this did happen, but going based on what dude said, if they're having a conversation, like he invites her out, let's go out do this. She's like, oh, I can't. My nails and my hair ain't done. He's like, okay, I got you. Send some money. She uses it to pay the bills. She could have just said straight up, oh, I can't go right now. Money and all that, blah blah blah. You can be straight up at the jump instead of lying.
Also, she should. I mean, there's a chance that she knew that the 450 wasn't going to cover everything, so she could have been upfront at that point too. Like,
I will agree with Ghost very much. If we're talking about the quote unquote most grown thing to do, grown thing to do is to be very honest about your situation and you know acknowledge that okay, my bills is the most important thing at this moment than cosmetic things.
Yeah, I mean this kind of got away from the point, but like if you're in his situation, if you're in the dude's situation, and you're obviously don't know this person too well, trying to get to know him or trying to go on a date, you have to know that a lot of these women are just trying to get your money or a free meal or something. Like it's part of the game. You gotta deal.
I don't know where that moral of the story came from. A lot of these women.
My point is more so if you send money for whatever reason to get her to get her nails done, hair done. If you spend money on a date for food, you have to be willing to part with that money. Like you got to know that there's a chance of you not be coming back. Like that's how it is now, for better or for worse. But that's how it is now. And if you're like up until that after her first text, you just got to accept right then and there. You took the L. Keep it moving.
The thing is,
it's not even an L. It's crazy part.
I feel like the whole point of him interacting with the girl, like truly, and maybe this is just me, I'm bugging, I'm out of my mind, isn't the point to have a date with the girl? Like, is it so important that he go, like, that you, like, as a guy, is it so important that the guy wants to go out with the girl? Like, I feel like the girl allowed him to get further than he was gonna get if it was just going out with her hair and nails done and everything. Like he got to dinner at the girl's place off rip.
Well,
I don't understand how that's worse.
here's the thing, though. If like, who's to say that this was even an offer? That this offer was on the table in the first place? Like,
He said it. He said she didn't want to allow. She didn't allow him to come over because what? Because the bills are due.
did she?
Yeah.
Well, you said you've been blowing me off for months. Wait, let me.
They never met before.
Yeah. You didn't want to invite her back to the
Now
house.
you're
I
inviting
mean,
me
she
back.
didn't want to invite him back to the house.
That's the crazy part.
Not
Imagine
back
going
to the house, to the house.
Yeah,
imagine
to the
having
house.
this type of like altercation with somebody you've never met before.
So, well, I guess. No, well, wait, no,
Here's
no,
the thing.
no. Here's the thing, though. I guess if the initial offer was for him to go over the house, and she said that it couldn't happen, and the only way, in his mind, the only way it could happen is if they're going out, then I guess that would explain why he's incentivized to send the money. Now, that's why he's a clown too, because this whole scenario is just so unbelievable to me. Like, if I guess he is getting what he wanted, but he's more pressed about the fact that not really that he's getting a date, but the fact that he sent that money and it wasn't used for its intended purpose. Like, that's really how it comes off to me. Like, it's less so about the date and how far you get in, and more so sent that money for nothing.
It
I'll say
was
this.
for something. He got some for sure, but he got the thing, like the thing that he wanted.
No. I'll say this too. There is a dimension to this of, if you're doing bad, tell me.
I get it, and obviously that should have been the next text. Like, oh, I didn't realize the bill issue, all of that stuff.
Now that I'm thinking about
No, it should have been.
if
It
he
should have been the
knew-
first text.
No, I'm saying after she made it clear that she used the money on the bills.
He's saying the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He's saying the guy should respond with, "Oh, I didn't know, but okay, yeah, we can do that," or something to that effect.
No, not necessarily. Okay, yeah, we can do that. It would be like, I can understand somebody if you're entering into something, you sent money, and they didn't tell you that they're hurting for money, and that, oh, actually no, it's not gonna be for nails and hair. I don't even got the rent this month. Like, if that's not the response, then I can understand why you're questioning. Okay, this person's not being transparent with me, because sending money, I mean, going out on the date, spending the money on the woman, all that stuff is normal, but sending the money before you even gone on a date, that's a big deal. And if you can't be transparent with somebody who's willing to do that so soon, I can understand why the person would be like, all right, well, this is
Going back to what
dynamic
Ghost
already.
said. In this day and age, for better or for worse, it isn't that outside the realm of what's common.
No, that's fair.
And
That's fair.
if you do send somebody money, you do have to send it with the understanding that this may be somebody that's not even necessarily in your life for long term. So you're
that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. I mean, not fine to do that, but at the point where some other option is available to continue the relationship or whatever, or she's not trying to take the money and run, it's like, again, like, you still want to be given the courtesy to know, okay, I'm I can't even afford the bills right now. Like, something like that would be like, and then he at that point could be like, oh, why didn't you tell me? I could have sent more, or okay, well, yeah, I guess we can do a low key thing, and maybe it'll work out. But the lack of transparency, I think, is what's triggered him.
Yeah.
Now, to go to the point where you say, oh, pay me back and all the nonsense that he said, he's ridiculous. But
the thing too is that she said that they can't do what she just proposed in the first place because they never met before, and now suddenly that's just changed out of nowhere. Like, that's a problem to me.
I mean,
That would be a problem to me.
I mean, she had to get rid of her bargaining chip.
Fair.
she had to lower her standards because, hey, man, the guy has already sent me money and I used it for something else. What am I gonna do?
Well, that's. I mean, from her perspective, I get it. Well, I understand why she did it, but it's like
Mhm.
the dude's feeling used, and he did get used. But you ain't getting
You
that money
need the
back,
money
bro.
regardless, man.
Come on. Ace. You're like, you can't be. You're telling me she told him that they can't link up in person. So in his mind, the only way they're linking up is if he gives her the money to get her nails and hair done for this date. She brought this up. Like he did. He's not a man's not gonna bring up. Oh, I'm gonna send you this money for you to get your nails. That's not happening. She brought it up. He sent her the money for that, and then now she's going back on her initial stance because she. Come on, now, like
I mean,
I true like I
his perception was she's doing okay, but she doesn't have disposable income for the hair and nails. So let me cover that. Let's go do the date. Boom, no excuses. We good. The day before, he checks in and the money gone and no hair and nails done. It's disappointing. Like it's and there's no transparency. If she said no, I'm down bad. I can't even afford the bills, so I
yes,
need
but
help
now
affording the
this
regular bills.
I mean, I don't know. I see this as an opening for the real conversation about how she's struggling, and I don't know, like obviously I can understand the aspect of the lack of transparency being an issue, but on the other hand, again, like she used the money to pay her bills, and you now can still see her like in an ideal way. I don't
Even better than what you.
exactly.
no, okay,
Yes.
okay, Ace. If you were in this scenario, like you were
He already
trying to
said it. He
wait,
wouldn't care.
you would have zero problem with potentially getting into a relationship with this woman, knowing that she lied to you like this. You would have no problem.
Again, this would
Oh
this
my
would be the
god.
opening for
Are you serious?
more
She
input.
lied to you off the rip,
First of
dog.
all, we gotta move on. Second of all, she didn't necessarily lie. Let's.
She lied. She
I
when
don't.
she said no. She said that he can't go to the house because they never linked in person before, and
She
then
changed her
they
mind. She didn't
still never
lie.
linked in
Exactly. I
person.
don't.
Yeah, no, that
It's a
wasn't necessarily.
lie.
Hold
What
on, that
you mean?
no, I wouldn't say that was necessarily a lie. Like she changed her mind on it because of the circumstances, but the problem again, the problem is, and it's the day before. Like you can't. There was no transparency. Like that's the problem for me.
I
Like
get it, but is there any like? Is there any? um, what do you call it? I don't want to go as far as to say sympathy. Like, but for somebody who is struggling, clearly they're
She
struggling to
could
pay
have
their
been
bills,
straight up. She could have been straight up from the
yeah,
jump, and this would have eliminated
and is
all the
self
problems.
conscious about it. I get that she could have been straight up. Obviously, she could have been, but there is still an aspect of somebody being, I don't know, too self conscious to. I mean, I don't want to give it as like an excuse, but it's a real it's a real thing. Like it could have been a struggle in the person's mind, and
Sure,
that
that
doesn't necessarily mean
nah,
that the
nah,
person is a
okay.
nah,
It
nah,
could have been
nah,
a
nah,
struggle,
What are
nah,
you
but
nah.
not? What are you
the
nodding
fact that
for?
she
Ace
still
is
Hold
like,
that
Ace
she
is
on,
like
used
right.
the
no. Go
hold
the
ahead,
hair
on.
and
go
outfit. She
ahead.
still lied. That's a
Hold
lie.
on. If it were that, now let me give you a scenario that where I'm 100% on board with you. If they had the date planned and she thought, all right, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna have my stuff. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna have my hair and nails done. And some bills came due. It's the day before, and she realized, or a few days before, whenever she's gonna get her hair and nails done, and she realizes, oh shoot, I don't have enough budget in my own from my own money to do my hair and nails, and I'm gonna have to cancel the date and try to let's try something else. All good. We have sympathy. We understand things happen, but I mean, unless the time frame was so condensed and these bills were unforeseen and it popped up literally the day before,
There's
I
also
see a
things unforeseen
scenario in
bills.
which he handed her the money. She realized whenever. I mean, it wasn't the day before. I mean, look, like that's the grace
We
I'll
don't
give
know
you.
time frames,
Yeah,
and
I know, I know.
it's not
I'll
even worth
give
it
You
you.
know,
getting
one
into.
time
I'll give
frame. He
you.
said
I'll
she.
give
He
you
said he said
months.
she's been blowing him off for months,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
that's another thing too. Like, not to put it on the guy like he's doing something bad or anything like that, but if he's constantly, trying to go after this female and
Woman.
she get woman, sorry, and she gives him a way for that to happen, which is the 450. Uh I don't I don't know. Maybe I'm just retreading the same ground, but
Yeah, we don't have
He
to
said
spit
he
on it.
said how much you need, and she said 450. I'm sure, or maybe he ballparked it, but they had a conversation. Like
It's fine.
the
she
thing to
I
me
literally
is
think
did.
how much. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm wrong. First of all, I'm wrong with Ace, and I think we do all agree on that. You should be transparent as possible in situations, whether you're struggling or not. Yes, there could be instances of feeling self conscious. Yes, we understand that, but you do got to be as transparent as possible, especially when money's being dealt out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and personally, I really need to know when my woman is struggling. Like that's important,
It's
very
not your
important.
Yeah,
woman,
not your
man.
woman.
No, 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 no.
Nah,
Okay, fine,
let's
fine, fine,
It
fine.
could
No,
be.
fair,
like
fair, 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 fair. But I'm just saying, in general, if there's somebody I'm trying to be with, whatever. It's been months they've been talking, so I'm saying that type of thing. If it's especially if it's relevant to the situation.
yes, like I said, you want transparency, so we agree.
We don't gotta retread this. I just have one yes or no question for y'all, Quest and Ace. Would you, in theory, you see zero problem with this, and in theory, potentially you could see yourself with this woman long term if this is how the situation started, assuming you send text and all that. You could see yourself being with this woman long term.
Those are
This
two
is not a
different
red flag.
questions.
Is this a red flag
Those
or
are
no?
two
Yo,
different
Is this a red
questions.
relax.
flag or no?
Let him
That's
answer.
fine. Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Jeez.
Red flag.
Those are two different questions. For the first
Just red flag.
question,
No,
No, he said red flag or no.
let's say.
what in the world?
Yo, y'all
What
are
question you want me to
crazy.
answer? Like, what the frick?
That's the question.
Yes, there's a red flag.
Got it. Quest.
Is it a red flag? No.
Got it.
Okay.
But again, another topic in which I didn't know we'd go left, or I guess we actually
I
stayed
mean, you
right,
had to go. It was,
stayed right on the actual thing and more
relationship.
so than the actual money. But I mean I'm not mad at it. I'm always interested to know what you guys' deepest thoughts on stuff like this. And I mean we're not doing super well on time.